All right.
Oh, here we
And
go.
we're live. We are live. Welcome, guys, back to. This is the final round one episode, correct, John? This is episode 12, and then it's over, and we'll be moving on to round two at the end of this. So, this is deciding the final four Epitaph records to move in the way more exciting, way more interesting round two. I can't wait to see who's going to win. Is it going to be Pennywise or Bad Religion or Bad Religion? But we're going to find
Maybe
out.
Or 10-foot pole.
I think I'm rooting for 10-foot pole, honestly, dude. So, and maybe the Voodoo Glow Skulls can make it through with a save. So I think Lewis is going to advocate for getting them back into the mix here. But who do...
I'm a changed man.
He listened to it again and he was like, actually, I love this.
I just get bullied by people in our Discord and I just change my tune. I love it.
But what are the people saying in chat right now? We got Murderholics always here. And Murderholic says, I showed up 6 minutes ago, later than usual. Dedicated fan of the stream.
He's always here when I'm like setting up the stream. You gotta love it.
I noticed. Yeah. We are a big Murderholics fan, and
he probably shows up early to concerts and just stands around awkwardly as well.
Is that what you do?
Yeah, I do that. I'm like, I don't want to be late, but then I'm always
They're setting up the merch, and Dylan's just standing there with his wallet out, waiting to buy another copy of Hello Rockview.
It's less weird when you can. It's less weird when you can drink at a club. You know,
definitely pre-game.
Yeah.
No, you did. You gotta. Did you ever sneak the little the single shot alcohols in your pants, in your underwear, or anything like that? Back in the day. That was always my game. Get like 6 bottles of like little Jack Daniels and you just stuff them in your pants and then you get them in there.
We used to get frisked, right, John, at the chance a lot.
They don't touch your dick though, so that's where you stuff them all.
If maybe I'm luckier than most. I don't know. I remember.
I never got caught. I never got caught with the little mini alcohol bottles in my pants.
Pro tips from a frugal alcoholic.
From a frugal alcoholic, and then I'd give them to my friends, and they'd be alcohol bottles that were pressed up against my balls. So, but I'm sorry.
I don't know about that.
Visual. All right, what are we talking about? What's the real subject of tonight's stream?
Probably some Epitaph records, I think.
We're going to talk about a couple Epitaph records, and we're going to decide which one is a good one, which one is a not good one, and we'll get there. But Hova says ATL in the house. Graham says let's fucking go Oscar. No Control says Rev is great.
ATL in the house.
Hey kiddos.
Fuck the Falcons. Get the fuck out. I'm just kidding. Please stay.
Let's see. Immortal Coil says nobody does that. It's to me, but someone has to have snuck alcohol in your pants.
Not in your underwear, like you're saying. Like that's. I feel like that's at that point. Just pay the $4, man. Come on.
Yeah, like
$4, man.
Before I could he used to, but before I could legally drink in places, like we used to sneak in 20-ounce sodas mixed with liquor in the backseat of our friend's car, transport them, then drink them on a parking garage, then be good and loaded when we went in. That was kind of our move.
We'd pre-game, and then I'd also have the liquor bottle. Look, it is expensive when you're like a broke young 20-year-old and you want to get.
Oh yeah, I see Epitaph stream or the Alcoholics Anonymous stream here.
This is so. I mean, if you guys want to support me, Lewis can be my sponsor. We'll try to get over stuffing alcohol bottles into my pants before we go to concerts. I'll try to refrain from doing that, but we can get started into this. And so we're going to be going head to head with a bunch of Epitaph records here, and any ties are obviously going to be decided by the chat. I'm going to be setting up a poll as well. And we have a new rule that if it's a 3-1, that means if John, Lewis, and Dylan pick a record and I pick a record and chat is 75% or higher, siding with me or anybody, just 3-1, it's going to swing the vote in their favor. And so if you can get a 75% or higher and at least one of us has voted for that record, then you guys get it. So a little bit more power to chat here. So, but we'll start it off here. And John, are you ready to go, bro? We've got Heavens up against Society's Parasites. What do you have to say?
Yeah, I think people love this Heavens record. I think the guy below me loves this Heavens record. I think honestly, I think it's just okay, to be honest with you guys. But the Society's Parasites, I've never heard of them, and it didn't really leave a good impression on me. I thought it was pretty bad. So I'm gonna go with the Heavens. It's perfectly listenable, some easy listening Matt Skiba stuff. Yeah, not my favorite, but in this matchup, it's going to advance. Let's go Heavens.
Let's go Heaven. Lewis, what do you have to say about Heavens versus Society's Parasites?
I mean, I don't want to be too mean, but the Society's Parasites was almost unlistenable to me. I didn't really like it at all. So, I mean, we've kind of joked, like, how did this band get signed to Epitaph? This is the one that I really had the questions about. But John is correct. I do love Heavens here. I do have the vinyl here. Pretty old at this point. It has their MySpace page listed on it, which is pretty funny. But yeah, this record, still one of my, this is definitely one of my favorite, it is my favorite Alkaline Side projects. It's one of my favorite standalone records ever, I think, too. I'm really, really partial to this record. I mean, Patent Pending in itself is just like a banger, and then pretty much everything else on the album is good, too. So, yeah, it's going to be a big, enthusiastic thumbs up to this and a thumbs down to Society's Parasites. Sorry, guys.
All right. Dylan, what do you have to say? Society's Parasites up against Heavens.
When you, Lewis, when you held up that record earlier, I thought it was a record by the band Patent Pending.
Oh, right. Okay.
I was like, what the fuck? If you know who that is.
Yep.
The Heavens thing, it reminds me of like a Joy Division, kind of, even though I've listened to like half a Joy Division song. I guess that's what it sounds like to me. And I agree, the Society's Parasites is fucking garbage. So
yeah, it was really bad. It was really bad.
How many songs are on that too? 24 songs. What is going on? Oh, there's a bunch of them are short as hell.
The correct answer was way too fucking many. It was really bad.
Well, they're all like 14 seconds and stuff. So I mean, shit.
Well, Society. Yeah, Heavens for Dylan. Well, Society's Parasite was not an Epitaph band. This is 100% a late stage Hellcat record in like the late 2000s. I remember when Society's Parasites came out, and I know they're from Central I think Central America. I can't remember the country they're from. But I remember my buddy hyping up Society's Parasites like quite a bit. And listening to them and being like, yeah, well, that's, all right. Like, it's fine, I guess. It's like some street punk stuff. But I just remember they were like mildly talked about a little bit. But the Heavens record is, I think, phenomenal. The first song I ever heard was Counting. And I honestly, for the longest time, did not even know this was a Matt Skiba side project. And I actually listened to the Heavens record before I probably listened to a full Alkaline Trio record. So I forget how I even found it. I just found the song Counting. And from there, yeah, it's definitely like playing off 80s new wave and Joy Division mixed with a little bit of some of Matt Skiba's like, vocal style and stuff like that. But I'm going Heavens all the way. I think it's an absolutely great record. It's a great vibe. But let's see what the chat has to say.
Man, it's close in the chat.
It's actually
what
really
the
close.
hell?
It was even closer before, which is Heavens is 62%, Society's Parasites at 38%. So either just people don't know and they're just picking randomly based on it, because it seems like some people don't even know who the bands are in the chat.
Society's Parasites sounds like a way more punk rock band, though. I will give them that. So
definitely. Heavens sounds like a lame band, And Society's Parasites, that just sounds like it fucking rips. Danzig's Cat says Society's Parasites, the next record of the day. All right, we do that.
Hey, it's a pretty good band name, even though they omitted the apostrophe.
I don't think it's like terrible. I think it's just like is what it is. It's just kind of basic. I mean, they're probably fucking great live. I'll say that. Like, I would see this.
It's a good band name, not a good band.
this could just be any opener across America, though. That's the problem. You know what I mean?
That is true. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
This
like
opens
I
for
heard
Casualties, opens for Rancid, opens for.
I heard a million bands sound like this band, including my own. So what's the difference? So
they just sound like a shitty local band. You're right.
Yeah.
It always makes me think of somebody gave me this Baltimore hardcore mix one time, and like every single band sounded exactly the same, and like the recording was super shitty. They all had like the exact same vocal style. But yeah, I mean that is it. So we'll move on to the next one here, and we're going with Lewis. So we've got, what is the name of this one? Big Beat from Bad's Land up against Lars Fredriksson and the Bastard self-titled record. And Lewis, what do you have to say about these two fucking bangers right here?
Well, we already shit on the Cramps enough, so this one's still not going to be for me. This Lars Fredriksson record, I mean, I was really partial to this when we were younger. I think it's just okay. I think it's a pretty good record. I don't think it's anything special, and it's way better than the second one. So, it's this. I'm kind of shitting on it because I don't want to build it up. I mean, Dead. I'm looking at the track. It's Dead Americans rules. To have not, the cover is fucking awesome. I love that song. The rest of the album's like pretty okay. Nothing too amazing, but definitely for me, I'm gonna pick this over the Cramps. So we're giving it to the Bastards for my round. So
to the Bastards it goes. And Dylan, the Bastards or the Cramps?
I'm on the same wavelength as Mr. Lewis here. Exact same thoughts. I have no unique thoughts of my own to share on this matter, so Lars Fredriksson and the Bastards. I will give one original take. Is this better than anything Rancid has done since the year 2001?
No.
Okay.
No. Lars Fredriksson.
I don't think so.
Well, remember it's Indestructible.
Indestructible's way better
Full.
But it's debatable, I guess. But it's really generic. Like, I feel like Lars just kind of shows in this record that he really needed Tim up until he was able to kind of maybe like the old firm Casuals, like would definitely had a more unique sound. And Viking is a better solo Lars album.
You think so? I hate that record. Yeah, I hate
No way, man.
Yeah.
The Pimp album?
Record. Yeah, I like the Switchblade song. That was always a classic.
I think he should have just saved these songs for a Rancid record, the good ones. That would have been nice, but whatever.
I mean, it's not like the worst thing ever, but I mean, look, the Cramps, I remember back in the day, like Bad Music for Bad People was like a fun weirdo, outsider weirdo type music to listen to, and the Cramps are more of like a commodity of the past now to kind of point to and be like, hey, they kind of did this thing first. And they've got some interesting songs. Human Fly is a great song, not on this record.
What did they do first? Make shitty music?
No, kind of just like the weird goth psychobilly stuff. And so
I'm gonna sing a lot of songs that sound like this.
Well,
We're gonna go get John's take.
The Human Fly has a great line, which is,
I know.
You got 96 tears and 96 eyes. I've got a garbage brain. It's driving me insane. It's like it's kind of funny. Now, I don't know what happened somehow from like the 80s to the 90s, the Cramps like instead of being weird, they became weird and horny. Like this album's fucking awful. And what's that one song called on here? It's so bad. Like I couldn't even finish it. Like a Bad Girl Should. Oh my gosh, dude. That song's crazy. I don't know if you guys even got to that song. It's insane. If you guys haven't listened to the Cramps record, listen to Like a Bad Girl Should, and it should just sum up the record. So it's going to be Lars Fredriksson for me.
All I know is that Weird and Horny should have just been the name of the record. It's way better than the title they have. So.
Yeah, it's like Weird and Horny by the Cramps. That's the name of it. But let's go to John. And John, what do you have to say about the Cramps and Lars Fredriksson and the Bastards?
Yeah, you guys already. I'm not into this Transylvania Dracula core, whatever the Cramps is, but I think the best part about the Lars Fredriksson is the transition from the intro to Dead American. That part's badass with the Unknown Bastard. I love that part.
Yeah.
I think. There's a handful of good Lars Fredriksson songs, but it's a pretty, like you guys said, pretty mediocre album. I take Indestructible over Lars Fredriksson.
Easy.
It's definitely better than the Cramps are one of the worst bands I've ever heard. So it's gonna be Lars Fredriksson.
John, I didn't know John was so transphobic. It's crazy.
Doesn't like vampire bands. So
Yeah, this
That was the joke.
it's the bands that inspire like Tiger Army and all that other bullshit. So
Oh well, yeah, let's not mix up.
Wow.
Let's not mix up a good band into this
Wow.
conversation.
Can't believe this. So, where would the Necromantics be without the
above
Cramps? That's
all
I'm
of them.
saying.
Yeah.
Oh, well, apparently better than Tiger Army. So, but let's go to the chat here. What does the chat says? In the chat has the Cramps at 8% in Lars and his punky friends at 92%. So, in the poll there, what are the people even saying? Murder Hawks is saying a
Doug-
lot of things. Saying,
Doug says, "Fuck Tiger Army."
Yes, agree, Doug.
all right,
Okay.
all right. Murder Hawks said,
Vladcore. Sorry, go on.
yeah, Vladcore. Murder Hog says, fuck the Crampos. Then corrected the Cramps. Boo. Fuck. Hey, punk rockers. I'm just reading the chat now. It's just a bunch of words. So let's see here. What does somebody say? The Cramps are like the budget Misfits. I remember seeing that. I don't know how the Cramps are even close to the Misfits, other than maybe vaguely having some spooky.
Some theme.
Lettering.
Yeah.
Their letterings are spooky.
Yeah.
Richard says the Cramps were on Beverly Hills 90210. Okay.
I believe that. So the Cramps, it's like you get bad music for bad people to put in your CD collection just to say you have it, and then you never listen to it. But we'll move on to the next
The
one.
Cramps should change their name to the Midolls. Isn't that like a sleep medication?
Now, Midol is for period cramps.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Okay.
All right. We gotta speed it up here, guys.
All right,
We'll
let's
speed
go.
it up
next?
here. Dylan, we've got Oscar Idol Will Kill up against Every Time I Die Low Teens. What do you have to say about this here?
I feel strangled.
Born into. All right, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Oscar. I said it before. Like, I don't like screamy music, and some guy had some.
Oh,
fucking
so you hate punk rock?
Some guy spurged
You
out
hate
about
all
it.
punk music, Dylan? Just kidding.
I like some like nuance and like variety and tone, and Every Time I Die is just like bang, 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 bang. Like I need to take a fucking Advil after I listen to this shit. So, yeah, Oscar.
All right, Oscar. I will say I really do like the Oscar record, and I don't know, I really like Low Teens. I think Low Teens is like a phenomenal fucking, like, I don't know, like this hardcore rock record. I don't know. Every Time I Die has like a pretty distinct style and sound. I think Low Teens kind of kicks ass, but I will say it does get a little bit repetitive at times. And the Oscar record is just a good vibe overall, and Strangled's probably like one of my, top 100 at least favorite punk rock songs of all time. I love that song. So I'll go Oscar Idol Will Kill. John, what do you have to say here?
I got a bit of a surprise here, guys. It's because I think Strangled's a really good song. But I found myself pretty bored with this Oscar record. I used to like it. I think Treatment 5 is way better, and it got eliminated. This Every Time I Die record, it's pretty damn good. I don't know if it's like to the level of Hot Damn, or what's the other, The Big Dirty? Is that the one with Werewolf on it? But I was into this Low Teens album, so that's gonna be my pick. I was just feeling it more than the Oscar
going Low
record.
Teens?
I'm going Low Teens. I liked it a lot.
Damn. You know what? Fuck it. I'll go Low Teens too. I like Low Teens record.
It
I
was
think it's
good,
really
man. It was. You
It's
put this
really
in,
good.
in a
So,
good
you
set
know
of
what?
headphones with the volume up, man.
you
It hits.
You put the inspiration in me. We can do it like a 50-50 split here, possibly. Because, I mean, it goes fucking hard.
It
really
does.
I mean,
And there's
I
a
mean, I
real
don't-
lack. There's no hardcore. There's like nothing like this in the bracket so far. So
That's
some
true.
diversity.
Yeah. And also, this is like, if people call it Baby's First Hardcore. I like Baby's First
Yeah.
Hardcore way more than regular hardcore. So, but
Isn't that
Lewis,
Turnstile?
Yeah,
Turnstile's
I mean-
also Baby's First Hardcore. Yeah.
Yeah, Turnstile's new babies. This is for the old babies. But yeah, I mean, Every Time I Die just like reminds me of like just going to shows like
Yeah.
growing up. I mean, like, because we saw, I definitely have some ticket stubs of them back there, and I thought they were fine. But I really kind of put this music away once I stopped going to so many every other show that I'll go to because I don't really like it that much. I think this record's okay. That is not to say that I think the Oscar record is a masterpiece. I think it's fine, and I think it's better than this Every Time I Die. So that's what I'm going to pick. It's a very unenthusiastic one. We'll let the crowd decide what they want.
All right, 50-50 is split. It's so hype. It's so exciting. Which way could it go? Guys, you've been waiting for this. And they've the chat has exercised their 75% right to move Oscar on with 86% Oscar, 14% Every Time I Die. So we'll end the poll right there.
I mean, they would have won no matter what, as long as it was over 50. But
Yeah.
that's still,
Yeah, I know.
that's still
I'm
cool.
just saying.
Yeah, it's not the other way. Yeah.
I'm just saying. Me and John's votes don't even count at all now. They're just eliminated.
I mean, it's John's show. He could just be like, my vote only counts. It advances.
Overruled.
He could just say that. He said, actually, I'm just going to pick the records from
Pulls
here on
a
out.
South Korean type coup today. But yeah, let's move on to the next thing.
Honestly, it's really amazing John doesn't abuse his power like that.
No.
I don't know if
Executes
I would be
all of
able to
us.
resist the urge.
I'm not going to
So-
do that for an Every Time I Die record. Come on, guys. I said it was pretty good.
Oh man.
Maybe the Cramps.
So- What are the people saying real quick? And we got Jacob Willis says Oscar rips. Every Time I Die isn't bad, but not against Oscar. And Immortal Coil says, and I didn't know I made friends with fucking rock critics. Low Teens is way better. Fucking rock critics.
Friends? I'm not your friend, buddy. What are you talking about?
We hung out.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. And Immortal Coil says this Oscar album is for teenagers.
Yeah.
And Dancing's Cat says, Dylan, can you say in the year 2000?
I don't
You know
know
this
what
reference?
I don't know what that means.
You got to just do it with a high falsetto voice. You just got to go, in the year 2000. Just do it.
I'm not. My voice doesn't go that
All right,
high.
he's not going to do it. Let's move
All right.
on here. And I'll start us off with Some Girls versus Millencolin. And I would say some Girls is like if The Locust was maybe like a good band.
Maybe.
I feel like I didn't mind it. It was pretty fun. It was kind of hype, but it also at times it was just a lot of noise and a lot of nonsense as well. So I don't know. The Millencolin record, I'll be honest, I was not able to spend as much time as I liked with this one. I wasn't even able to finish it, but I know you guys have said this is like one of the better, newer Millencolin records. I can't remember if I really felt that way, so I don't feel too strongly about it. So I'll give it to Some Girls and let you guys parse out the rest of it. So
Oh my god.
That's so disrespectful. My
Yeah.
God. Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
wasn't able to really digest it. It just seemed okay to me.
All right, John.
Yeah.
All right, lay into him here, because
Yeah, this. I mean, I feel bad because you have my back with Every Time I Die, but this Some Girls record is awful. Like this is like unlistenably bad. I'm shocked.
Mortal Coil, I guarantee you, thinks this shit slaps. So
It sucked, man. It was really bad. Yeah, this is not my favorite Millencolin record. I think it's good. The production is phenomenal. There's some good songs on it. It's listenable, which is all it had to be to beat Some Girls. So I'm gonna vote for the Bear album, Millencolin.
didn't you advocate for Some Girls being on here?
Hell no, absolutely not.
I swear you did. I swear we got to add the Some Girls record.
No.
Was there a band with the?
Are you
girls?
sure it wasn't you, Elliot?
Yeah.
I know. I don't know this band. I'm gonna look back.
There's
I'm gonna
no
find-
way,
I'm gonna
dude.
click it.
There's no
I'm gonna
way I
send- I'm gonna
advocated
s-
for this.
I'm gonna send the timestamp. I remember this. I'm gonna send the timestamp to Immortal Coil. We'll have
Yeah.
a short out by tomorrow. All right.
Yeah.
Lewis, what do you have to say about these two?
Yeah, this Some Girls record sucks. Like, I hated this. I feel like, when did this album come out, the Some Girls?
Like
I'm trying to
06?
remember.
I think it was like 06. I remember
Yeah.
when it came out.
Yeah, I remember. We had rivals, John. Our rivals liked bands like this, and I think this was one of the bands they talked about when we were in music and stuff. But yeah, I hated this shit. Millencolin record. I'm gonna give it a little bit more praise than John did. I really love this record. I think I gave this like my second S for the Millencolin records. I think this is a really, really strong Millencolin record from start to finish. It's got fun love songs. It's got Love on the Rocks songs. It's got stupid songs. It's got songs about how he rules. I mean, all the stuff that you would expect from Millencolin. So I'm going to give it my enthusiastic thumbs up.
Yeah, but do they have any song about pregnant teenagers? Didn't think so.
I think it's for the best that they don't.
Dylan, go ahead. Talk about Some Girls versus Millencolin.
Once again, want to echo every single thing Lewis just said about our friends from Sweden. I also want to clarify, Kyle said that he was quoting Oscar. So yeah, that shows how much I paid attention, and once again to the material at hand here. Yeah, this is a great Millencolin album. I think maybe the best since Pennybridge, in my opinion. I like it a lot. I think my favorite song is "Bring Me Home," and the music video.
That song rules. Yeah, that
the
rules.
music video is really cool too, with the little bird mascot. I also want to call out, I can't in good conscience vote for an album that has such a nasty word on it. Retard and Feathered. Unbelievable. I can't believe they'd have a song with that title. Some Girls canceled.
Ableists.
Yeah. I don't know what Some Girls was thinking. But let's go to the chat here. And what is the chat saying? And Millencolin at 86%, Some Girls at 14%. So some reasonable people on my side. I'm kidding. Some Girls record's not that good. Their Immortal Coil was Some Girls slaps.
Oh, you told them.
Yeah, I told you. And Hova with 2 retracted messages, which I saw what they were. He said, "Some girls blow." Then he said, "Some girls blow" again. Then he retracted both messages to say, "Some girls blow, ... he," because he realized the innuendo. So,
The what?
Say,
The innuendo.
the innuendo. The
Innuendo.
The innuendo.
Stop. Innuendo. This one I can't let go. There you go. Okay.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'd probably mispronounce something like that.
Oh my god.
And Murderholic says, "Love songs for the retarded," Dylan.
Yeah, well.
And we'll end the poll there. Millencolin is moving on. And let's go to the next one here, which is going to be White Trash, 2 Hebes, and a Bean. Also probably can't say all of those words on YouTube. Up against Beatsteaks, Living Targets. John, what do you have to say here?
Yeah, I had said, I think twice, that this Beatsteaks album is actually really good. I had never listened to this before. I think it sounds awesome. The production, like, it's for like, what is it, late 90s? I don't even know.
It's like 2000 something.
It sounds really good, and I listened to the whole thing, and it really got the shaft here. Like, if it had Some Girls or Cramps, or even, I would probably take this over the Lars Fredrickson album. I thought it was pretty damn good, but it's going against White Trash, so I just want to say I don't hate it. I think it's a pretty good album, but I'm gonna have to vote for White Trash. I thought about metagaming though. Not that it wouldn't matter.
There's so much
there's
much no effects. I kind of debated it myself too, though, for going forward.
Sad, man.
But man, when you said it got the shaft, and then you said it got the shaft going, I was like, what is going on? It just didn't connect to me. The Beatsteaks record is pretty good. It feels like a really good like alt rock record. I guess they're from Germany. I didn't really know anything about them either. I never really heard them, so this is my first experience. But echoing all of what Johnson, I thought it was good. But White Trash is White Trash. So hey, it's a punk rock competition, so NoFX is going to take this matchup, unfortunately, for the Beatsteaks. Dylan,
what do you have to say? Hey.
I don't have much to say, honestly, for once.
Yeah? All right.
I agree. The Beatsteaks album is pretty fucking good, but it is not of the same caliber as this album with all the racism in the title that I'm not going to repeat because I'm not a racist.
Okay, thanks, man.
No, I like White Trash a lot. I don't know where I would.
Well, we know that. What about the other two?
Yes,
clip that too.
I don't know where I would put it. Like, it's definitely not Punk and Drublick or So Long and Thanks for All the Shoes, or even like I like Volume more. But top 5 perhaps, and that's enough to move on here.
I was waiting for Dylan to go, do you know what the original title was? And just go hard into it. But,
It was like even more racist, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. They used less offensive slurs to fill in.
Brett
the
was
other
like,
ones,
"You guys
yeah.
got to tone it down. Come on now."
Yeah.
Man, more censorship from Epitaph. So we can't shoot the kids at school or say, but let me talk about these records here. We got, I mean, I feel like White Trash is one of these, it's like a perfectly sloppy NoFX record in a lot of ways. And this is the first one with El Jefe, correct? Like this, so,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the highs are really high on White Trash. I think the lows are pretty low as well. I know a lot of people, this is like their favorite record. Some of my favorite songs are on here, but some of my like least favorite NoFX songs are in here. Like "I Want to Be Your Baby" or the Johnny Appleseed song, which I think sucks. And
Bugly Eyes is your favorite song, though, right?
Bugly Eyes goes pretty hard. It's a final track. It's fine. I mean, at least it's not like Straight Edge, which is like smack dab in the middle of the fucking record. Which the first time you hear it and you're like, oh, this is a Minor Threat cover. That's pretty funny. And then you revisit it again and you're just like, all right, maybe I'll skip this one. I also don't even like Liza and Louise, but it also has some bangers, like some deep cuts, like Warm and The Bag. The Bag has like awesome lyrics. Like you could tell Fat Mike was trying his hardest to channel his inner Greg there from Bad Religion. But and Blair McMacken said, dude, you're blasting the best songs. I Want to Be Your Baby. Really?
Wasn't Hefe on Ribbed, or am I wrong about
No,
that?
he's
what's his
Steve
together on the Saints on
Kilweiler.
that one.
Yeah, he's on Longest Line, but this is the first full length with Hefe.
It's a full. And the Beatsteak record, I agree with John, is really, really good. God Knows and Let Me In are like fucking killer tracks, which I have heard before. I feel like one of these songs is on a Punkorama. I'm pretty positive, but I'll go with White Trash because I think like the songs that are strong are stronger than the songs on the Beatsteaks, like Sold Out, Sticking to My Eye. So
yeah,
as a casual Hot Water Music fan, I feel like I could easily also become a casual Beatsteaks fan. It feels.
I think I'm a casual Beatsteaks fan. They're really good.
It feels the same to me.
So, and Dylan, you got to say, like, the Beatsteaks, everyone tells me to like this band.
So they sound like Hot Water Music a little bit, but like way fucking better.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. It's a good
more
record,
European too, which is also better.
They're from Germany, yeah.
But let's go with the chat here, and it's actually very close. So we have a lot of Germans in chat tonight, which is Beatsteaks at 38%, NoFX at 62%. And what are the people saying? Mortal Coil says Dylan confirmed racist, so we confirmed that. Oh my gosh!
Clip it.
No Control says Longest Line had El Jefe. Yeah, we meant like first full length. Yeah. Epitaph censoring as always. I know what is going on here. She's Gone, best song. She's Gone's a pretty good song.
It rules, yeah.
It's not gonna be all right.
No, Sold Out.
Not for me. She's gone. Sold Out's like probably the best song on the record. I was.
He always sings the lyrics.
I gotta sing the lyric, man. You gotta let me sing the lyric for a second.
All right, the Lawrence Arms.
All right, yeah. I'm up. Who's up?
You're up.
Shit ass
Lawrence Arms up against the.
All right.
Lawrence Arms, Copes, Interrupters, Fight the Good Fight. Lewis, go.
Well, I just want to point out because I had to hear it, never was here. The way Elliot even says "full" is almost the way he says "fully." He says "full length."
They both have the UL.
I know, but now I'm going to be obsessing on that. Yeah, I don't really like the Interrupters. They're fine. I don't think they're anything special. People come in their pants about them. They're okay. This Lawrence Arms album rips. Love it. Not my favorite, but it was. It took me a little get warm into this one, but man, it really gets going after a while, and now it's like climbing up the charts as one of my favorites lately. So, "How to Rot" I think is my favorite song of this album. I don't know why. I just love it. I think it's great. Whole album's really good. Lawrence Arms, love them. One of my favorite bands. All right, Dylan.
I will say, for somebody who's trying to be brief and short, you made it very long. Dylan, go ahead and go here.
The Interrupters are fucking garbage. Industry plants, manufactured bullshit.
All right.
All right, cool. Lawrence Arms for Dylan.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't even like.
He's like, so I'll go with the Interrupters.
I don't even like this Lawrence Arms album that much. Like it's too mellow. Like I like their more like crazy, like goofy off the wall bullshit more. But it's good enough. I really don't like the Interrupters though. They're terrible.
We just saw them. We saw them; they were okay. I mean, but like, yeah, not for me.
It's
I mean,
such like by the numbers, like orchestrated bullshit.
I don't know, man. I feel like the Interrupters are like a pretty good band. So I know people really like to hate on them, talk about it being like an industry plant or whatever like that. But I mean, sure, I guess they've got kind of inflated. They're definitely like an opening band act. They're never a band that I'm gonna go personally see. But She's Kerosene is like a fucking banger. I feel like that's like a playlist ad like pretty fucking easily. Now, Skeleton Coast, I think, is a great Lawrence Arms record. I think overall, I'd probably the problem with the Interrupters is I feel like there's songs I really liked up by them, but there's not like ever a time I'm sitting down and listening to like a full Interrupters record where I am going to listen to the full Skeleton Coast record, which, you know, we've got like Belly of the Whale, Quiet Storm, Last Words, Ghost Rider, tons of great tracks on Skeleton Coast. And I like the really mellow Lawrence Arms style. So I'll go with the Lawrence Arms as well. But I mean, the Interrupters aren't like a fucking terrible band. I don't think so. But John, what do you have to say?
Well, so we're prepping, or I mean, I'm always kind of prepping for the Unwritten Law tier list when it eventually happens. Amy Interrupter dated Scott Russo from Unwritten Law around the time that Here's to the Morning came out, and she co-wrote that whole album. I had no idea about that. Do they have corny pre-planned banter at their shows? Absolutely. Are they industry plants? Probably. But there are some bangers on this album. I agree with. I had it on. I'm like dancing around my office to like She's Kerosene and Rumors and Gossip. There's some really good songs on here. This Lawrence Arms album does nothing for me. I'll be honest. Like, it's a little too slow and mellow. So I mean, I could take or leave either of these. I think the Interrupters album, despite them being corny industry plants, is a better record. So I'm going to vote for Fight the Good Fight.
I'm fine with that. I think they're both good records, honestly. So I even
I'm
think
glad you're fine with that.
I am. I'm fine with that. I think
Thank
it's
Christ.
Everyone was waiting to know if I was fine with that decision, and I am. But what are the people saying? And we've got Lawrence Arms at 77%, Interrupters at 23%. And what are people saying? What are they even
You got
saying?
we're very polarized opinions here. We got people saying they're straight fire, the Interrupters, another one saying they 100% suck it hard. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know where we're going to fall, somewhere in the middle.
Blair McMacken says Lawrence Arms any album any day. Trektail says this Interrupters album is great. Jacob Bulla says Lawrence Arms all day, and Bobby Moore says the Interrupters is a straight banger. And Trektail says once again the boys crush a woman-led band. What's the other one we crushed?
Who said that?
The Muslims. Trektail.
I think I'm in.
I mean, to be fair, like when we saw them live, like it feels like the twins are like leading the band. Honestly, that's the way it felt.
Yeah, she felt like she was just there to do, like, I don't know. It was just, she was just the vocalist and the other guys were the leads of the band. It was strange.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. All the banter was between the two, the bass player and the guitar player. It was just really odd.
Real quick, Hova says another vote against the Chicks. Female viewership goes from 1 to 0.
Yeah, we're really hurting our margins here.
We're hemorrhaging female fans here.
Yeah, go watch InfoWars with Amy Interrupter guest appearing.
Yeah, that is true. Amy Interrupter was on InfoWars.
Was she actually? That's funny.
Well, she was on it, or she helped on it. Good times.
Well, let's move on to the next one here. And Dylan, we've got the Deviates up against Farewell, which I've honestly never heard of, but this album cover looks really fucking familiar for some reason. So, what do you have to say about these two, Dylan?
The Deviates are pretty underrated. I think this is a badass album, and that's why I'm gonna vote for it. I think, and they came back recently too. I haven't listened to their new album, but this one's great.
We got the Deviates record, which I've never listened to. I think I heard one of the songs on Punkorama, which is really good. I can't remember which one it is. I never listened to them. I just never did. And this record fucking rules. So I've definitely been sleeping on the Deviates. I really love the fucking Deviates record. And Farewell is just kind of by the numbers. I don't know when this came out, but if looking at the album cover, I'm gonna just say 2008.
Yeah, you're dead on. It's 2008.
Yeah. Is it 2008? That's
Yeah.
so funny. I mean, this just looks like what like my high school girlfriend would be into. Farewell, which I mean, look, it's not like terrible or anything, but it's pretty by the numbers even for this type of music. So I'm going with the Deviates all day. And actually, really fucking great record. If you haven't listened to it, check it out. And John, what do you have to say here?
Yeah, I mean, I call them Deviates. I know it's wrong, but I'm not going to change after like 20 something years. This album kicks ass. It is a badass skate punk album. Lots of like technical guitar work going on. I don't think there's any bad songs. The Farewell album, I think I saw these guys around this time. It reminds me of like if Mark Hoppus joined the Maine. It's got like the guy's voice sounds a lot like Mark Hoppus to me. I think the second album, let me see, Run It Up the Flagpole, I like that one slightly better, but this album is pretty good. The song 88s is on my playlist, but this Deviates album is probably my favorite or second favorite on this whole bracket thing here. So I'm definitely going with Time is the Distance.
All right, Lewis.
Are you telling me it's not pronounced the Deviates?
I know somebody came in and said we were wrong. From what I remember.
It's a real word, and it has a established pronunciation.
So deviate is also a word.
I'm on the.
Is it the Deviates or the Deviates?
Is it a
Deviates
verb or a
Deviates is how I always pronounced it. But
there we go.
Yeah, this album rips. I would definitely be guilty of saying this was probably a punkorama. I would have thought of them as a punkorama band. I never listened to this album in full, but man, this album's really good. Yeah, the other one was like whatever, just like pop punk. It was unforgettable to me. This, I saved this Deviates album off for my library, so I'm gonna love this one after this. So really good. My favorite one that I've discovered in a while off doing these brackets. Awesome record.
Oh, definitely. And I had to end the poll real quick there because we are at Deviates or Deviants. Deviates. Okay.
sounds like a Star Wars character.
Deviate. Come on, Deviate. Deviates are at a 100%. Farewell at 0%.
Damn.
So not even anybody in there to advocate for Farewell. I'm not gonna say it's a bad record, but I mean, like,
It's
out of
fun.
all, like, when it comes to 2008, how many other records did you visit from like the neon pop punk era over this, John? Like a ton, right?
Yeah, I thought
I feel
it's pretty good. It's a fun album. It's not.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not
I
better
thought it
than
was like
Deviates.
not for me, but it was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your girlfriend in 2009 would have loved this. So
Oh yeah.
but yeah.
And I think
Well,
who
let's-
John's girlfriend was in 2009, maybe. All right.
I don't know. I'm just saying. Let's move on to the next one here, which is going to be Newfound Glory's Radio Surgery up against Agnostic Front. Is it Gotta Go? Or no, what's this one called?
That song's on here.
Something. There's a song's on here, right? Yeah, something's gotta give.
Yeah.
Something's gotta give. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm not like a Agnostic Front like hater. I just never really thought too much about them at all. And honestly, I think this is an underrated Newfound Glory record. It's like it's perfectly generic in a lot of ways, but I think also the time when this record came out, this was like 2011. Blink-182 was doing like neighborhood style, like dark pop punk. Sum 41 was doing like screaming bloody murder. Good Charlotte, no one has cared about them since like 2002. And then Newfound Glory just drops Radio Surgery, which is like a pretty just straightforward, by the numbers, catchy summer pop punk record. And it was a great time to like bump this in 2011. So I remember liking this a lot. There's a ton of super catchy songs. What's like one of my favorites here? Trainwreck is super good. Ready, Aim, Fire, Drill It in My Brain. So I'm going with Radio Surgery by Newfound Glory. And John, what do you have to say here?
Yeah, I'm gonna say a lot of what I said on the Newfound Glory tier list because it was so long ago. This is Newfound Glory's Ramones core album. If this album came out on one of the dozens, hundreds, tiny Ramones core labels out there, people would be eating it up. It would be all over playlists, all over best of. But because it's Newfound Glory, it just gets pushed away as like a mediocre pop punk album. But this is better than 95% of these random Ramones core bands that are out there now. Radio Surgery, the title track is awesome. I like Dumped. I like Map of Your Body. all of the Agnostic Front albums that we've listened to, this is the most listenable at Agnostic Front. Like I think "Gotta Go" is a like legitimately good song, but I'm gonna give my vote to Radio Surgery.
All right, Lewis, what do you have to say here?
Yeah, I mean, this was like not a tough one, I guess, but I never been a huge NFG fan. I think they're okay. I never really got all the hype. I think they're fine. I also have been pretty negative on Agnostic Front on this channel, but this is one of the Agnostic Front records that I happen to like. So I'm gonna unenthusiastically vote for Agnostic Front here. I do like this record. Gotta Go is a banger. I think a lot of this album is actually very, very good. Like it's a lot more polished than the stuff they were doing in the 80s and 90s, and it's kind of like a fresh start on Epitaph. I think this is a good record, along with Right. What's the other one? Right Upstart. That one's pretty good too. So yeah, that's gonna be my vote. I'm going New York hardcore for once.
All right. Dylan, what do you have to say? Newfound Glory versus Agnostic Front.
It's 2-1 Newfound Glory, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know, man. I don't really like Agnostic Front, but it's a pretty good album. It's a very good album, actually. I do think Radio Surgery, at the time, I thought it was a downgrade from Not Without a Fight, which is an album I really, really, really like. But Radio Surgery's grown on me over time, and I'm not sure I'm completely on board with the Ramones core thing. I guess kind of, sort of. Like, it's just more basic, like, 4-chord songs. I think, I don't know, for, like, the kind of shit I like, I guess I like pop-punk more, so I'll go with Newfound Glory. And I have a feeling, I haven't looked at the poll, but I feel like the chat probably went Agnostic Front, maybe convincingly. So maybe it did win anyway.
We'll see. So let's check the poll right now, and it is Agnostic Front at 63%, Newfound Glory at 37%. So Newfound Glory has taken it. So
hold on, let's give them like 30 seconds. Let's see if they run it up to 75.
All right, we can give them 30 seconds while I read some of the chat.
All right, guys,
here.
you got 30 seconds, so you get to 75%. Agnostic Front wins.
And Graham says Newfound Glory suck. Murder Hawk says I love Newfound Glory, but the Front's gotta win. Dom B says Newfound Glory effing rules. No Control says Emo Glory. Jacob Willis says Agnostic Front, if I was hammered enough, I'd mosh to it and probably get beat up. Yeah.
There's 22 people who haven't voted who are watching. So if you guys want, you could push Agnostic Front through, but it's up to you.
Hova says
East Coast. Sorry.
gotta go.
Quit pumping iron for a second, guys, and cast your vote.
Drinking water and pumping iron.
Hurry, guys, please. And Tim Kydra says boo. And no, it looks like Newfound Glory is going to
do it for your family and for your friends.
Chad, I want you to remember that I voted for Agnostic Front in this one time.
Just remember who's a real hard motherfucker around the Christmas tree. All right.
I wear beanies to concerts in the summertime. That's how hard I am. Super
Lewis
cool.
smokes cigarettes, just so you know. I watched
him
do it.
That is true, but
so he's a pretty hard dude.
Dying early is hard as fuck. All right, let's go.
All right, so we're in round 2 here. Let's rapid fire this shit.
Yeah.
John, Lars Frederick and the Bastards up against Heavens. What do you have to say?
Mediocre slow album versus mediocre faster album. Man, I don't really care. But I'd rather listen to the Heavens album personally, but I don't think either of them are that good. So let's move on, Heavens.
Are you going Heavens? All right, Lewis.
Easy pick. Heavens is the way better record than this Lars Fredrickson record. I love the Heavens records. That's my pick. Dylan.
Lars Fredrickson is getting my vote here because the other album is kind of boring. And this one is also kind of boring, but slightly less so. And I also don't care. So
Me and Dylan always lockstep. Always.
All right, we're going Heavens for me here. So I mean, I don't really care about the Lars Frederiksen record at all. So we're going
right,
Heavens
chat.
all the way.
We
And
need 75.
Real quick, Downward is Heavenward says, hold on. Agnostic Front won, not Newfound Glory. No, it was me, John, and Dylan all went Newfound Glory. Lewis went Agnostic Front, and chat was not able to get to the 75% threshold to clear Agnostic Front ahead, so they lost. Just an explanation of how things work.
Can we, while we're waiting for the votes to come in, when John and I were in high school, John was in home ec, and he had to take care of a baby doll. Remember, John?
Yeah, I
and
do.
what was your doll's name? Your baby's name was Lars Frederiksen Montrose. I just wanted to share that story with the crowd because that shit is funny to me. So enjoy that.
That's very sweet.
It was, yeah.
It was funny.
John's first child's name will be Lars Frederiksen. So, middle name Armstrong. Montrose. But let's see what is the chat saying. In Heavens is at 43%. Lars and the Mohawk Havers are at 57%. So chat is slightly siding with Lars and the Mohawk Havers over patent pending by Heavens, but it was 3-1, right? Heavens on our
3-1.
side. Yeah, so Heavens is moving on.
That surprised me. I'm surprised.
To the
I'm not that
finals.
surprised. It's like 3 mid records up against Heavens. So
I know. Well, I mean, I don't know. I thought John was going to throw in the Frederiksen there, but yeah,
I thought he was going to go Frederiksen as well. So, I mean, Counting's a banger. So John
That
at least
sounds
has
good.
that. I feel like, yeah. But let's go on. We've got Idol Will Kill by Oscar up against Millencolin's True Brew. And Lewis, what do you have to say about these two records?
Yeah, this Oscar record's okay, but this Millencolin record I think is super duper strong. So I kind of gushed over it earlier, so I'm going Millencolin. No hate on the Oscar record though.
Dylan.
Millencolin. It's gonna get my vote.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I like the album more.
Okay.
Once again, it's a very, very, very good album.
It is.
And I don't like you saying mean things about it personally.
Well, I didn't give it a fair enough listen, but I don't know. Like it just seemed okay to me. So, like later stage Millencolin is just like every time it's like perfectly generic and it's good background music, but I never think it's particularly great. I'll go with the Oscar record. So I'll go.
I like that you call it.
Will Kill.
I like that you call it like later stage, like it's a terminal cancer. It's, just
it's a little bit. Early Millencolin was also a cancer, so
maybe if we had caught it soon enough, we could have saved Millencolin's career.
There's like a very small window of Millencolin that I enjoy.
Right.
So, but John,
Jeez
go ahead.
Louise.
What do you have to say about these two records?
Yeah, Millencolin. The Millencolin record is definitely better. Oscar's got Strangled and not much else, so True Brew.
Oh shit. All right. So what is the chat saying? The chat is Oscar at 33%, Millencolin at 67%. So Millencolin's True Brew is moving on. And what are people even saying? R. Balara says Millencolin is one of my favorite bands of all time, but Idol Will Kill is one of the most underrated records ever made. I don't know about that. It's a good record, though. Blair McMacken says the Lawrence Arms all the way. Oh, for the next matchup, people are already excited for the NoFX versus Lawrence Arms, which we'll go ahead and move on to. And Dylan, what do you have to say about NoFX's album, Four Guys Having a Good Time up against Lawrence Arms' Skeleton Coast?
It sounds like the name of a porno or something.
I don't know where
Yeah,
your brain's at.
I'll vote for I'll vote for no offense.
How about for Four Guys Having a Good Time?
Four guys, one
That's
good
us.
time.
Yeah, it's
Right
a
now.
new podcast name, right?
Scrap Punk Rock Radar, just four guys
Yeah.
having a good time with a
No,
bunch
no.
of people watching.
No effects mops the floor with this Lawrence Arms album. If it was any other Lawrence Arms album, probably would be a lot more contentious.
Oh man, I'm not sure. I'm not like crazy in love with White Trash, but I mean, Skeleton Coast is also pretty low on my Lawrence Arms catalog. I think it's like a pretty good record. I'll go Lawrence Arms and just see what happens. I'll start the poll.
Let me see.
John.
Yeah. Sold Out, Sticking in My Eye, Bob, You're Bleeding. Please play this song on the radio. All better songs than anything the Lawrence Arms have ever written. So I'm voting for No Effects.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
You didn't have to make it like personal against them.
I know. I was like tepidly giving it to Lawrence Arms, and John's.
It's not even close.
Lawrence Arms fucking sucks. But
Yeah, he went hard.
I know, Lewis. What do you have to say?
Yeah, I mean, I like the Lawrence Arms a lot. I'm pretty sure Metropole advanced, right?
Yes.
So that's still in the mix somewhere.
That's
I
a
think it
big
get eliminated.
difference, yeah.
I think
Yeah,
so.
and it's a way better record than this one, in my opinion.
It is.
I like Skeleton Coast. It is a good record. But I mean, we're talking a classic, right? I mean, I might not like every song on here. I think it's probably 75% good, but these are like some of the all times on No Effects. So, I'm gonna go No Effects. It's not really a question.
All right, let's go to the chat. And as of right now, it is Lawrence Arms at 61%. No Effects is 42%. So we're closing in the gap here. We're not going to reach that 75% threshold to move Lawrence Arms ahead, but crazy amount of love for the Lawrence Arms in chat. It's pretty insane. So, and Blair McBackett says Skeleton Coast beats Metropole every day. I disagree. I like Metropole better, but Skeleton Coast is a great record. So
Closing the
John
people are mad.
thinking it's the worst album ever, apparently. No, I'm kidding.
Murderholics is mad at me because I didn't pick this. I mean, come on. If it was another, I agree with Dylan. If this was like any of the Fat records, it would be a much different.
It's almost
Like,
50-50 at this point, so it looks like No Effects is going to move on. But Lawrence Arms is ahead in the poll by 4% at 52%, 51%.
Surprising.
So that was actually very surprising. I expected it to be like 75% No Effects.
A lot of people like Skeleton Coast over Metropole too. This is like blowing my mind. I would have never thought that was a take. Crazy stuff going on.
I mean, I can understand it. At least it's like people who really like that style. So, but let's move on to the final one here, which is going to be the Deviates up against Newfound Glory's Radio Surgery. So Deviates, Time is the Distance, Radio Surgery. I'm going here, and I'm going to go with the Deviates. I think it's a better record overall. Definitely more enjoyable. I mean, the Newfound Glory record, I think when it came out in 2011, was like a really nice breath of fresh air. You kind of got like that early 2000s kind of pop punk feel to it, especially because all the pop punk bands from 2000s were doing like really dark, weird experimental stuff where they broke up. And the pop punk that was becoming really popular was like the Wonder Years and the Story So Far. So it was nice to have this kind of easy listening summer record. But the Deviates record absolutely rips. It's like probably one of the best records on here that I haven't listened to. So we're giving it to the Deviates. And sorry for going on so long, but John, what do you have to say there?
Yeah,
I
was super nice to the Radio Surgery album, and I think it's good. But I love the Deviates, whatever it is. I'm sticking to Deviates record. So yeah, I'd be stoked if this moves on because we lost both 1208s. I think we lost all the 98 mutes. We're losing all the bands kind of in this vein. So I'll take one. Let's go Deviates here.
All right.
Far be it from me to deviate from John's directive, so that's what I'm going to go with as well. It's a much better record than the Newfound Glory, so Deviates.
All right. And Dylan, but also I want to ask the chat, because Immortal Coil is saying Deviates. Can anybody else confirm the pronunciation of this band?
He's right.
Appreciate it.
Dylan. That is correct.
He is right?
We're
Okay.
we're choosing
I'm
ignorance.
right in the pronunciation for once. I'm just gonna
Oh
say
yeah, I wasn't arguing. It was just that's the way I've always said it. So
all I want to say is I pronounced it right. So
you guys are deviating from the standard pronunciation here. It's 3-0 Deviates, right?
Yeah.
Is that what I understand? It's gonna be
Yes.
4-0 Deviates because it's the better album. It's more exciting. It's more up tempo. So yeah, feel good about that. We'll see if we make it 5 for 5 with the chat. I feel like we will.
So the Deviates are also in that 75% threshold range of that. If even it was 3 versus 1. Deviates would have moved on. Newfound Glory at 24%. And Downwards Heavenward said it is actually pronounced Gary. I don't know if that's some sort of inside joke or if it's just a random joke. I'm not quite sure. No Control says twice as nice is great. R. Balara says Deviates.
Wait, what?
And what?
I'm gonna figure out our round 2 matchups while you go. Keep
Oh,
going.
okay.
So-
No Control
so-
says the Deviates, not the Deviates. Downwards Heavenward says completely random. I would expect nothing less from a ska fan. No Control says the fact they're the in front. The fact they're the in front. That's what he said. That I read it correctly. I'm not having a stroke. That's what he.
He's talking about the article
Yes.
being used. I don't know what the implication is. Because of the way it's pronounced.
Yeah.
I don't really care. I think there's probably no one that really cares that we're mispronouncing it. I'm just gonna stick with saying
I
Deviates
care
because
actually a lot. I'm actually
I think
are so uncultured in the English language. You don't know how to pronounce it.
Hey, why don't you stop being such an interrupter, Elliot? I think Deviate sounds better than Deviates, personally. So that's what I'm
Maybe
sticking with.
send the band a message and be like, hey, you guys should change the way you pronounce the band name.
Vincent Rosa says the
thoughtful
best
note.
is
For that.
Vincent Rosa says the best is when Elliot says pulley.
Something
All right.
Elliot
Man.
said earlier, he said closing the gap. John, do you have Bridge the Gap on the most anticipated?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Okay. Because they just announced that album.
But here I have this is all the albums that won. So
Okay.
I have it up on the screen right
Okay.
now. So these, how many are there? 12. These 16 are gonna get a first round bye week, but they're gonna be in the bracket. So this is round 1 that we're gonna do next week. Heavy Petting Zoo against F minus. True Brew against Time is a Distance 2 we just did. New Maps of Hell against Madball, and Covered with Ants against Mediocre Generica, with these 4 facing the winner of this round here. So we've got everything sorted. I'll post this in the Discord, guys. But we've got some ice cream to rank, I think, right?
Yes, we do. I've got guys, if you're tuning in this long, we've got a big, exciting tier list for you right here. John, if you don't know, has notoriously weird food taste, and we're not quite sure what exactly it is. It's somewhere between a French aristocrat and a 5-year-old. And so we're still trying to figure it out. But you've got it right there. Okay, so this is the 51 flavors of ice cream that I have concocted here. So we're doing food tier list. So if you want to stick with us, we're doing food tier list. Also, if you want to like the video, after the video, comment. It's going to help out a good bit. Visit punkrockradar.limitedrun.com for John sells all sorts of record. We also have merch. We've got a hoodie, we've got t-shirts, we've got stickers. Also, you don't have to order the stickers. If you order a hoodie, you're probably going to get stickers. If you order a record, you're probably going to get stickers. But let's
not even probably. Definitively, you will get stickers.
Definitively, you'll get stickers. John,
I gotta say real quick that what's that with the band with the state in the name? I forgot.
Small State.
Small State. That might be the best record I heard this year for full length album. I just got it in the mail.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first, folks. But let's watch John rank 51 flavors of ice cream. And John, just make sure you say what the ice cream flavor is. Because you can read them, but we struggle to read them. So.
I have to say,
let's go.
I have ice cream.
51.
I have ice cream in my blood. Just so you guys know, my uncles have ice cream stores down on the Jersey Shore. So I am a very cultured ice cream eater. I've consumed gallons upon gallons in my life. So I'm going to take this very seriously. So the first one is banana.
Real quick, Lewis, did you mute yourself real quick?
Yeah, what's going on?
Okay. I thought I saw you talking. It wasn't picking up. Okay, we're good.
No,
Go ahead.
Banana.
Go ahead, banana, John.
Yeah, I'm a big advocate of artificial banana flavor. It's like one of my top favorite flavors out there. Now, banana ice cream though, I don't really go to it too much. I do like it, but
Never heard of it.
I think I'll go B with the banana. I do like it, but it's not one of my favorites. Banana
A banana soft serve goes hard.
Yeah, it
I don't know
does.
why.
Yeah. I had it like 3 weeks ago. So good.
Really? Okay.
We'll go A. We'll go A. It is good because
We'll go A?
I'm seeing some stuff I don't like on here. Like banana split, it's not as good as banana soft serve. So
Agreed.
I go
I've
C.
never heard of banana ice cream.
You never had it?
Never
Oh,
heard of it.
so there is a never had that shit category in case you never had one of these flavors. John.
I've never had a couple of these, but
Okay, you've had a lot. You're
yeah,
ice cream.
it's in my
connoisseur,
blood. I'm
apparently.
telling you, it's in my
I'm
blood.
waiting for him to
Okay.
just start like ripping through these in a second here.
I will.
Man, they're all gonna go in F.
Birthday cake is like a little too sweet, but it's still good. So we'll go C.
Real quick, Immortal Coil says this is the slowest John has ever done.
Yeah, I'm
this. You
Yeah.
can tell
saying.
he genuinely loves ice
I
cream.
do.
He's taking his time with this. There's 51 flavors here.
Oh, my
He's
God.
like, hold on, let me explain the intricacies of each flavor. You're
Yeah,
putting birthday cake in C? Okay.
yeah. All right, Biscoff. One of my favorite things to eat on the plane. I'm one of the few people that do buy Biscoff cookies to eat in the house.
They're insane.
But as an ice
Good.
cream, like I don't feel like it works as good as like a Biscoff cookie and vanilla ice cream is very good. A Biscoff cookie and eggnog ice cream is like fantastic, but as a whole, like Biscoff ice cream, the texture is a little bit off. So I'll go C.
That's crazy, actually. How much John has knowledge of all these flavors. I did not expect you to know this. So, Arbolaris says the fact you love the taste of fake banana, your record opinions are now invalid.
What is Blue Moon ice cream? This one I don't know.
It's its own kind of flavor. It's definitely like an
I
American
think it's just
thing.
vanilla.
It's kind of a vanilla flavor. It's slightly different. Yeah.
I
You can just say never had that.
never
shit.
had it. Brown butter bourbon I've never had, but it sounds pretty good. But I've never had
Yeah.
it. Bubblegum ice cream S tier. This has
S
been
tier?
it's been my favorite since I was like. So when I used to go stay at my grandma's in the Jersey Shore, my uncles would bring me a gallon of bubblegum ice cream. I would just swallow all the bubblegum in it too. Like
There's gonna be an anecdote for like every flavor. I swear.
That is crazy.
I also knew this was going to be his S tier because
That's
every time we've been near an
crazy.
ice cream place, that is the one he goes for. So
Bubblegum ice cream. That's it. That's crazy. All right, keep going, John. We gotta
All
go.
right.
What's your story on buttered pecan?
I don't.
What did your uncle give you one of these back in the
I-
day?
so good.
Pecans are my favorite, like nut, but like butter pecan. I don't like nuts in my ice cream, so I'm gonna say
Not a fan of nuts.
I hate butterscotch. I don't like butterscotch anything. Captain Crunch is a shitty cereal, but I've never had this. I'm assuming
Wow.
it would be F though. Caramel pretzel.
You never had it.
Yeah, but I've had Captain Crunch, so I can kind
Fair
of.
enough. Okay.
I don't like pretzels in my ice cream. No pretzels. Cherry sucks. Chocolate.
All right.
I don't go
I
with
knew
chocolate.
that.
Yeah, I don't like
think
chocolate ice cream.
I predicted cherry in your F tier, so I get a point. Me and my girlfriend were trying to predict 3 of your A's, and 3 of your S's, 3 of your F's. So
Your
Yeah.
fiance.
my fiance.
I
So
I don't like chocolate
we knew
chip.
I don't know if I said bubblegum, but dang, a lot are going in F. I knew that.
I don't really like things in the ice cream, so it's gonna throw me off. Like I want to let the flavor shine. Coconut, nah, no good. Coffee is S.
Dang,
Coffee
you put
ice cream is
chocolate
S.
in F.
Wait, where?
I don't love chocolate ice cream that
Yeah.
much either. I don't know if it's F though.
What just
F
went in
is
S?
crazy.
Coffee.
You put coffee in F.
Coffee ice cream is
Oh.
like, yeah, that's what I get
Coffee and
now.
F. Coffee ice cream is awesome.
It is,
So
yeah.
good.
Cookie dough.
I want some ice cream now.
Yeah.
Mortal
Cookie
Coil
dough's
says, I'm just here to see the SpongeBob popsicle. That's coming up. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even see it there.
And the soup Sonic. They got Sonic.
We got funfetti ice cream in here because
Jerky eyes.
funfetti is the
I see the
Funfetti's
Superman.
usually like birthday cake. It's like the same thing.
yeah.
All right,
Is
so
that
What'd you
cotton
put in B?
candy?
I got cookies and cream in B. It's probably an You know what? I'm gonna slide banana down and put. I would rather cookies and cream than banana. So
Yeah.
Okay.
eggnog is S. I gotta say, like, if you guys, I don't know if Stewart's is regional, but Stewart's brand, if you get a hand-packed pint of eggnog ice cream, there's very few things that could touch it from like a mainstream
It's-
ice cream.
Eggnog ice cream is awesome.
Yeah,
I will
it's-
agree.
It is regional, but yeah, John, I just had that one. You know what was good too? I like the churro one. That was really good too.
It's
Yeah.
on. I think it's
and
on
the Boston
here.
and the Boston cream pie one was really good too. If you're trying Stewart's ones, so
Yeah, Stewart's ice cream is like for a gas station. It's like it's hard to beat. Fudge brownie. Ooh, I go.
Got
I,
shit in
Too
it.
rich. A little too rich.
Yeah.
Got chunks in it.
Ooh, matcha green tea. Very good.
You like matcha?
I do.
Dude, I thought that was gonna be an F tier for you. So okay.
You
Honeycomb.
know, in
surprising
China,
me.
I was gonna say in China at the McDonald's, they sold the soft serve ice cream was green tea flavored. So that was my anecdote from being in China.
It's really
Wow.
good.
They also have child labor too, which is pretty cool.
That's also cool.
Yeah, I didn't have to see that though. I just got to look at.
They
the
weren't
sites.
behind the counter at the McDonald's serving you matcha
No.
soft serve.
No,
All right, Elliot, what is
I
it?
just went to go.
Oh, so
Go
Kofel,
on.
that's an Indian ice cream. It's usually like a kind of vanilla with like spice with cardamom and stuff and pistachios.
I've had that
Ooh.
before. You wouldn't like it, John. It's too complex.
It sounds good, actually, but I never had
Yeah,
it.
think of like a spice vanilla with pistachios.
I love pistachios.
Yeah.
Lemon sorbet is S tier. Delicious. So refreshing.
Yeah, we were talking. That's like a really good like after dinner dessert, a lemon sorbet. It's like you can't beat it.
All right. Mango.
Palate cleanser.
Ew. Those are gross.
Follette says, "Bro, I always come when they are ranking the food." Well,
You
this is
gotta
the
get
best
me.
part.
You gotta give me free reign to do one of these. Let the fat guy do the food tier list.
Yeah, mango should be a low tier. I don't know what you picked there, John. What'd you
That's
pick it in?
nasty.
I put it in
C.
C. I like
Yeah,
it
that's where
though,
I'd
but
put it.
I hate mint chocolate chip. I said I don't like I don't mix mint with my sweets because it reminds me of toothpaste and it like completely throws
Yeah.
me off.
I
love
mint
chocolate chip.
chocolate chip. I love mint chocolate chip.
So do I. It's awesome.
Big mint chocolate chip.
I hate it.
Probably put it in S tier. So it's also my dad's favorite ice cream.
Is it
so
Moose
real
Tracks?
What is Moose
has stuff in
Tracks?
It's
It-
kind of like a peanut butter chocolate swirl ice
It's
cream.
like caramel.
Yeah.
I-
It's like
caramel
Blue
too.
Bunny. Blue Bunny does it. I think they might call it Bunny Tracks too and stuff. It's the same shit.
Is that the only peanut butter? I love peanut butter ice. Oh, you have peanut butter.
No,
okay.
there's another peanut butter. Yeah. There's 51 flavors.
Neapolitan.
my-
Yeah, Neapolitan's good.
My says not liking pretzels and ice cream is what's really bananas. So yeah, I say salty sweet is. I love chocolate covered pretzels.
So
So
cherry is
Salted-
F tier, but Neapolitan, which I believe has cherry, is A tier.
Strawberry.
Yeah,
it has
strawberry.
Ah, yes,
Oh,
yes.
salted caramel is delicious ice cream. By the way, I don't know if you ever had it. If it's on this list, but that's the
It
salty
is.
and sweet. Yeah.
I tell you, man,
Har-
most of the flavors are on here, except for like, I mean, obviously there's like 1,000 flavors of combinations
Right.
of ice cream, so I can't get all of them, but
Yeah,
I try
but
to get the
Har-
most the base flavors.
Like last summer, Carvel did like a salted caramel soft serve. Really, really damn good. Oh my god.
Where would you put pistachio, John? I need to know.
A
It better be
tier.
S tier.
A tier. I love
Nice.
pistachio
A
ice
tier?
cream. Yeah.
Dude, that shit
I'm-
S tier.
I
had
would
it
go
in
S tier
Italy,
too.
Delicious. I had the what was it? Oh my gosh, what's it called in Italy? I just forgot.
Gelato.
Gelato pistachio is fucking so good.
Rainbow sherbet. That's not ice
Rainbow
cream.
sherbet sucks. Yeah, neither is lemon sorbet technically. What is that one? Red bean.
The fuck is that?
You've had red bean.
Yeah.
You've had like majority of these ice creams.
Yeah, man.
Salty
I'm
caramel.
very cultured with ice cream.
It seems like it. Big ice cream guy. I will say
Sonic.
this: we went to see NoFX, and John was more excited for the ice cream than the NoFX concert.
Oh yeah, you
Oh,
motherfuckers got ice cream.
Yeah.
I forgot.
yeah. I got the ube flavor. It actually went hard.
It was really good
Orange-
ice cream.
Yeah. Have you had the Sonic popsicle, John?
Let's go, Sonic.
I had this SpongeBob popsicle like 2 weeks ago, actually.
Is it
They-
really? With
they have it at
the
the-
bubblegum eyeballs.
They have it at the CVS right next door to me, and I would just like craving something like ice cream, and that was like all they had. So I've had both of these, and they both suck. Let's be honest. Nice.
It's like you like licked the side of a freezer that had a bunch of like frost.
They do taste like frostbite.
They do. The only good one, good humor bars are good out of the freezer though,
Sure.
right? Yeah, they're not bad.
You haven't had Superman ice cream because I know that
I've
I
had
had it, and you're like, "What's that?"
No, we call it crazy vanilla, but I've had it's the same idea.
Looks cool.
You put Superman in C?
It's just
had
vanilla.
it?
Yeah, I've had crazy
Yeah.
vanilla.
I thought
It's-
Superman. I thought
Oh,
Superman
wait.
was like Fruity Tooty.
Oh yeah, I did
It's-
like this. They have it at Walmart. Yeah, it's pretty
yeah,
good.
It's
Ube is really
regional.
good. Sweet
Some
potato ice cream.
some places it's vanilla, and others it's like its own flavor mix.
Really? Okay. I always remembered it as being Fruity Tooty for some reason.
French vanilla
What the
ass.
fuck is
never
that?
even heard of. I never even heard of Superman ice cream.
Perry's makes it. There's one at Walmart that's Perry's. It's pretty good.
I recognize it now, the coloring, but I've never had it.
Looks like Play-Doh.
Yeah, it
Vanilla.
does. It looks
Okay.
delicious.
There we go. That's done.
Reminds me. of
All
my
right,
childhood.
51 flavors of ice cream ranked by John. So our S tier is bubblegum, coffee, eggnog, lemon sorbet, and peanut butter.
Look at that variety. Come on.
I know. That's actually probably one of the most diverse and unexpected S tiers I've seen from you. I did not know you were such a ice cream connoisseur. John loves ice cream, hates brushing teeth. Is that true,
Oh,
John? He hates
absolutely
brushing
not.
teeth.
Absolutely not.
He's a fan of brushing his teeth. He just does not like eating
Don't eat
toothpaste.
toothpaste.
So-
If John ate this much ice cream and didn't brush his teeth, he would be a much different person, I think.
I mean, look at him. John's got a fine pair of choppers.
I
Yeah.
brush my teeth 4 to 5 times a day. So
Wow.
that's false.
bit
Okay,
obsessive.
that sounds a
My-
bit. Yes.
That can't be good for your. That can't be good for your enamel.
That's what my dentist said. You're brushing off your enamel.
yeah.
Oh,
You're supposed to do it at-
strengthening ice cream. Okay, some
2
John
times a day.
Moore-
Yeah,
John brushes.
I brush like every time I have a cup of coffee, and I'm like, all right, that's enough coffee. I'll brush my teeth, and then I'm like, I could use another, and then you don't want to have,
Shit.
you know what I mean?
Dude,
It's-
just use mouthwash in between if you really are worried about the flavor.
Mortal Coil says serial
It
killer
is.
behavior.
And it is, yeah.
Slightly, yeah. But let's end this stream here. So some lore on John, big ice cream fan. He obsessively brushes his teeth. He also really cares about the shade of white of his business cards. And thank you guys.
Got to
for tuning
return some
in.
videotapes. Yeah.
Yeah.
tune in next time for Titty Baby
Round
Punk
two.
Boy ranks Taco Bell
Lunchables.
menu items.
I'll do
Oh,
it for Dylan. Yeah,
yeah,
we can have
yeah.
Dylan
I
rank
kept
Taco
asking.
Bell menu items. Yeah, easily. All right, dude.
All right, later, guys.